Hey, Mark here at Discover Your Home. Thank you again for joining me this evening. And tonight, I want to talk to you about remodeling or kind of renovating your garage and what can you do. A couple suggestions you can do and some things that we've done for our customers that make a difference in their lives, because I think when we're doing work in our customers' home, we're trying to make it more convenient, more family friendly for themselves. So let's start at the kind of the starting point, the tip of the spear of what we're going to recommend starting, then work our way kind of through a finished garage. Okay, so let's say you got a garage right now. I'm gonna imagine your garage is my garage. Okay, usually what we see in homes that were built in the 90s and early 2000s, garages were drywalled, fire taped, and what fire tape means is that they just drywall tape all the seams and everything for code. They don't get real fancy on it. It's just enough. Okay. So what we want to do is clean up that drywall tape. I'm going to tell you right now, unless you love drywall taping, which most people don't, and even some people in the professions don't even love doing it, I would hire a professional to do that one. Okay. Ask, and this is usually directed to us men out here, and I'll tell you why, because most of the time, garages are really the guys' kind of little getaway place, for them to knock around, smoke their cigars, or drink beer, or watch, the Cubs game with their friends. I've seen it. Trust me, I've seen all types of garages, and they're pretty much all the same, depending upon if you're a sports enthusiast or you're a car enthusiast. Usually, you'll find that it's the husband or the husband in the relationship that's spending most of his time in the garage. So we're going to freshen up that garage. We're going to get the drywall cleaned up. We're going to use a good primer on there to seal it up, and then we're going to use a high quality latex. Well, we don't see too many oils out there, but we're going to use a high quality semi-gloss paint, a couple coats on the walls. You can probably do it on the ceiling. Do one coat, keep one color, 2 coats. Keep it simple, really brighten it up. The semi-gloss I recommend for washability more than anything. In that vein, let's quickly possibly throw some really cheap baseboard around the edges, caulk it so we don't get ants or mice in there, and caulk it down to the concrete. That will look really kind of, give it more of a finished look. Clean up the edges. So you got a drywall cleaned up, you got it painted. Now let's talk a little bit about lighting. I'll tell you what, there's some great products out there. LED, definitely the way to go. Gives you a lot of light, very bright, doesn't use a lot of energy. A little bit more expensive as far as purchasing the fixture. I was just at my dad's house about a month ago, and he had really 2 LED, I'm going to, lack of a better term, call it a flood lamp. Unbelievable. I could not believe how much light those 2 fixtures gave off, and he has a 3-car garage, so gives off a lot of light. Keep it simple, cost effective over time, a little bit pricier at the front end, but highly recommend it. If you decide you want to do something that actually is kind of cost effective, it may not seem like it up front, but actually over time it certainly will be, because it gives you light, is those the solar tubes, and you can only use them if you have just an attic above. And a solar tube is basically kind of globe on top of the roof. It's got a pipe running down to a lens on the bottom, and the light reflects in there when the sun is up. And it's really kind of cool. Can run you a little bit of money, but there again, there's no electric, and I've not found one to leak up to this point. So pretty interesting. You might want to investigate that. Also, while you're there and you're doing all this lighting, let's get in the attic there and put a couple lights up there. I guarantee you, the inside of your attic looks like the inside of my attic. When I purchased my home, you go up in there and you find that they got that one little cheap ceramic holder with a bulb in it. Put some more lighting in there if you like to have that extra storage area there. Definitely goes a long way, and it's already wired up there. All you need to do is just go ahead and change out a fixture, put something in there. It's going to give you a little bit more light. Okay, let's talk attic stairs. A lot of times when homes have been built, it's just this big old square panel that goes up into your roof, not into your roof, into your ceiling, up in the garage. You may have to relocate it, but go buy yourself a nice set of attic stairs, put them in. You can do it yourself. It's pretty simple. A little time consuming. I'm going to recommend getting kind of a heavier duty rated one. Usually, I think the highest rated you can buy at the local, like Home Depot or Menards, I think are like 300 pounds. And you're saying to yourself, well, Mark, I'm not 300 pounds. Well, you might be 300 pounds when you're carrying something up those ladders. So, just, you know what, I find that this is one of those times that the beefier the better. How's that sound? Okay. Now let's move down from the attic down to the floor, and let's think about doing some sort of floor coating system. Now, you can do something on your own. You can walk in the store, purchase a water-based epoxy. They've got polyurethane, water-based polyurethanes you can throw over the top of it. Those work nice. If the floor is really prepped well, we can talk about that at a later time. But I'm gonna recommend possibly going to the epoxy or polyaspartic coating systems. That is a kind of a professional thing that you're going to see out there. Very showroom, very professional finish. They have the tools and they know how to handle the problems in the concrete better than you do, because they do it all the time. Highly recommend that. I've never had a customer say to me I was not happy with the results. I've always heard glowing results from my customers when we have that done in their homes. Okay, repurposing old kitchen cabinets, or say the neighbor down the street's remodeling his kitchen, and he feels guilty that he's throwing out these cabinets that are 20, 25 years old, and there's really nothing wrong with them. Hey, let's repurpose them, stick them in the garage, or go out and find, there are some cost-effective systems out there that you can put in place that maybe are water resistant and give it kind of a more of a, maybe a sports appeal feel, or maybe a car enthusiast appeal. Those are some avenues you can go with. And then finally round it off with, if you'd really like to spend time out in the garage, especially here in the northern half of the United States, hang out, smoke cigars, play cards with the guys, watch the occasional football game or baseball game. Stick a garage heater in there, and I'm not talking a plug-in model. It really would make sense for you can put a thermostat with a gas or electric heater in there. It can get a little pricey depending upon what it's gonna take to get the supply of electric or gas to there. But that is definitely, I would leave that one up to the professionals also. So hopefully that is some help to you guys. And enjoy your garage. Thanks again. I'm Mark at Discover Your Home, and have yourself a great weekend.